Hello there. Let's check out the AI wars. Every problem with AI art is actually a problem with capitalism. Oh crap, I'm out of a job. Now, what about my IP? Is this violating my imaginary rights to my fictional mind property? Quick, how do I get them to unscrape my art? Beep boop, you're now obsolete, prepare to starve. AI art under socialism, or literally any other economic system doesn't force AI or, well, art to be an industry. Oh cool. That'll be a lot easier to make stock images and assets. Anyway, could you make me a reference? I have artist block right now. Beep boop, I got you, bro. Yeah, but this is true. But this is true of many things. Like, let's say that you want to write a book. Do you want to sell it? Yeah, under capitalism, like you want to capitalize it. But suppose you wanted to just maximize value for humanity. What makes the most sense? Not sell it. Just release it for free. If I make this video, what makes the most sense? Release it for free, right? If I try to gatekeep it for like $100, what is the point? If you write software, what makes the most sense? Release it for free. Nothing else makes sense. This is the best for humanity. This is what leads to the biggest pot. Even for things that are scarce, but not fatally so. What makes the most sense? Sharing it, or you just roll the dice, usually based on birthright, whether you have it or not. Of course, if you happen to have it based on birth lottery, then you're gonna be like, hell yeah! But it doesn't make it good. I'm a full-time AI artist. So this guy just generates AI images and delivers it to his clients. So, kind of a privileged position. Because literally everyone can do it. And art in the first place wasn't really well paid or even realistic. Indie game dev works hard on an amazing title screen, faces harassment, and the thread is locked after other editors decide that the wrong tools were used in his creation. Well, I guess that guy has two main choices. Either he totally bends over and hires the guys who possibly harassed him, or says fuck it. By the way, it's worth pointing out that in most cases, indie game dev is not necessarily a prestigious title. And AI certainly did not kill programming, but it did lead to some kind of a job loss. Anti-AI folks when the free market benefits them. Free market, baby. Time to capitalize. Anti-AI folks when the free market doesn't benefit them. We are the working class. What else? Well, I certainly don't want to hate on artists. But it's certainly true that artists hating on AI kind of missing the point. And in fact, we had AI art for a long time now. And it did not get any hate until it got good. In fact, I recall, going back, that artists even liked AI, at least the early parts of AI. I don't mean like 1 year ago or possibly even 2 years ago, but like, 5 years, something. I was more like, oh, AI is so stupid, I'm so good. This boils my blood. So in the game devs, either risk a targeted harassment campaign or getting banned from Steam if you don't disclose Gen AI tool usage. Tools one uses shouldn't be required to be disclosed. If you think of them no different than other tools, such as Photoshop, then the idea is absurd. It's easy. Just lie about it. This is a perfect example of crab bucket mentality in the anti-AI movement. Instead of targeting large companies using AI, they are pulling that independent developer trying to climb out of the trailer park. That's a good point. You gotta keep in mind that devs are not necessarily swimming in cash, and also many of them are possibly lost their jobs, or possibly don't even have one because currently the field is a little oversaturated. But this is kind of the situation where people hurt who they can hurt, right? So they can kick into the indie dev, but they're possibly not going after the big studios. But are they going after the government or something? So this is the equivalent of, let's just say you have the Karen who is acting like a total dick toward the cashier, for example, and the waiter, but not necessarily when it comes to someone more important, and definitely not toward their boss, possibly not toward the president, and definitely not someone who can really fuck them over. So my point is they're trash. But this is effectively true of all humans. They only really pick fights if they think they can win. They're all cowards. With few exceptions, but still, I would not argue that such fights are ever noble. Just like crabs in a bucket dragging down any crab that tries to escape, they're actively spending money to destroy someone's chance at a better life. Yeah. The irony is that AI tools are helping democratize game development, letting solo creators compete with bigger studios. Yeah, you gotta keep in mind that the cost is a major hindrance. And you might say that oh no, because I would be his sidekick, I would be making the art. That doesn't necessarily make it better though, because you would still have a guy who might make like even at best like 10k on their game, possibly, if they make any at all. And of course, the platform's gonna take a big chunk of it, and then they possibly have to split it or something. My point is that if you just look at the indie game devs, even before AI, they were below minimum wage, or possibly nothing. That's kind of unfortunate. Because you see the devs who had a vision and they kind of managed to do it. And the world is definitely richer for it. And if someone takes the stance that, I don't care, I'm gonna get paid. They should pay me even if they don't need me. Even if it sucks for humanity, I still want to get a cut. But rather than celebrate someone using new tools to chase their dreams, they're spending money specifically to keep them down. Yeah. It's not about protecting art, it's about punishing anyone who dares to use AI to create opportunities for themselves, but it's a losing proposition. You did everything right, disclose AI use. Why would you do that? Created unique visuals, made something players enjoy, but the anti-AI crowd would rather see you fail than accept that these tools can help creators succeed. It's pure gatekeeping masked as artistic integrity. Yeah. If you like AI art, or if you not like AI art, that is your personal fucking choice. You don't need a lynch mob trying to, and most of all, try to get others on board. This is what I don't get these days. Like, I don't like most movies, right? But there are so many, so many creators out there who just like hate on movies all the fucking time. And they could have good points. But who the fuck cares? Truly, I would be the biggest hater. I watch like, a movie a year. But of course, in this case, they kind of suck. And personally, I wouldn't care if how something that I like comes to be. This behavior shows their true colors. They claim to protect artists while actively trying to destroy an artist's career just because they used AI tools. That's not protecting art, that's enforcing poverty. It's worse even, by treating the training data as somehow unique and special rather than representative and a tiny sample, they're simping for the very capitalist ideas that have made art so impoverishing. Yeah. Also, you can look at it, aren't they some kind of a AI model that take from the outside? Because they do. They were no doubt heavily inspired by other artists. I never saw a group 180 on intellectual property so fast. The online art crowd gave zero fucks when it came to who owned IP through DeviantArt. I'm not specifically familiar with it. Now, IP is suddenly sacred, and its use in a model is now exploitative. It's a zero-sum outlook that's petty and born of a mindset of scarcity. My take would be that more art is good, but it certainly is true that this will lead to artists not getting paid, or at least getting paid less. Or at most possibly, you'll be the artist who is just using AI to generate stuff. But wouldn't you be, at that point, kind of like a farmer who likes farming by hand and not using the machines? As soon as AI start to replace doctors, I already can see the neo-Luddite movement going to a new low and be like, I know you're poor and would have died otherwise, but that's no excuse to use AI to diagnose your cancer. But this really goes to show that it is just good for humanity to give away stuff for free, or as cheap as possible, and share. And AI possibly will not eliminate doctors, but it could really affect their salaries. Purely AI-generated art can get copyright protection, says Copyright Office. But if that means that you change a pixel, then it can get protection. I don't like copyright protection in the first place. I get it that under a capitalist system, the point is that you invest your time and resources into something and you get rewarded for it by capitalizing on it, greatly hurting overall value generated. And oftentimes, at least partly or wholly, there is no value generated by the person. They are just rent seeking. Everything people don't like is AI now. Just watched a video this morning where a YouTuber went on a long rant about how horrible generative AI is and how it's destroying the internet. Yeah, I got recommended videos like that. In fact, I had commenters in my videos who were calling me AI. I don't know if my voice can be AI, although I'm definitely speaking quite unevenly. But also I'm quite crazy, so yeah, I'm just saying it jokingly. But still, it just really goes to show how paranoid some people are. Problem is, the thing they were upset about was one of these file format websites that use a CEO to direct you to an auto-generated pile of template-driven wiki-like pages about every file format in existence. Yeah, people don't really know what is up. They're terrible sites that constitute essentially negative information, but they've been around for at least a decade. Yeah, I saw this too. People might call your stuff AI. I'm like, it's not AI, it's just good. I don't care. So I guess I don't know. What is the end game? Let's smash all the machines. Delete all progress. You know, we can go back to the golden times. Back to the monarchies. Where we were served to lords. Now that was the life. Whether you think AI generated picture is AI art or not, as long as it can bring people happiness, then it's fine. Yeah. Also gotta keep in mind that a bit of an opinionated take. But humans are robots too. Trust me, bro, we are concerned about our fellow working class people. Bro, think of the big corporation, the capitalism. We must stick together as workers, bro. I'm just a worker like you, bro. You could pay an artist a few hundred and get this done for real. But this is truly unfortunate. Trying to kick those who use AI, who some might see as easy marks, is not exactly making the cause. If you want to do some kind of communist revolution, just go ahead. It would be the interest of most. I don't always happen to have a few $100 to drop on fan art every single time I want something. But also the speed. Even if money was no object, you can just get an instant reply from AI. Now you might think that that's not a big deal. That's a massive deal. Iteration speed is critical. Their answer to that is usually that they are not owed what you can afford. In other words, gatekeeping. Very petite bourgeois of them. Yeah, pay a few $100s, wait a few weeks, get something back that you didn't even want, but you can argue with them because modifications cost extra. What a fucking deal. Why would anyone want to get exactly what they want? Free in a few hours, a few seconds, without dealing with another person. This ad encourages the use of generative AI on commercial products because fuck photographers, I guess. Pirating of Adobe software has never been more morally correct. If you paid for Adobe at all, ever, then you're an enemy of humanity. But generally speaking, you don't even need to. There are many free, great alternatives. Piracy is just generally a hassle. The best antidote to piracy is how garbage closed source software usually is. Especially these days. And even before AI, you had a bunch of devs unite and start making some cool software. Of course, they don't get paid, but they release it for free and everyone loves it. Everyone uses it. They don't complain. The only one who complains are those who are making some garbage and looking to capitalize on it. And they kind of sound like, oh, you're making something free and amazing? Fuck you. The customer should buy my thing for way too much. It sucks too. And I will also harass them, try to upsell them, make it really hard to leave. And we have a tiny fraction of the workforce of the open source alternative. And let me emphasize, no one gives a fuck about the quality of the product. I care about milking it and they care about getting paid for their job. Yeah, but seriously, suppose we lived in a world where you didn't really worry that much about money. I'm not gonna go into the technicals. Possibly, let's just say that possibly there is no money. Do you really want to capitalize on things? But of course, the classic capitalism would be like, oh, this is my dirt. I want to capitalize on this dirt. Everyone who doesn't agree with me, I punch in the face. Also, I made pieces of paper with numbers on them. And anyone who doesn't agree, I punch in the face. Begun the AI wars have. Tech engineers, we have improved the software by a factor of 10. Investors, that's no good. Sell all stock. I can always tell. I both love and hate this. One thing is people can't tell unless there's something obviously wrong with it. But such mistakes are not limited to AI. But I did see such claim before. And ultimately, their main argument was, it must be AI. Because it's better than mine.